Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. We are getting started with our day 2 of overcoming fears meditations. And for today, the fear that we want to go with is the fear of feeling not good enough, fear of feeling like you're not worthy enough, that you're not deserving enough. And a lot of that comes from the self-worth, that sense of self, where conditioning has creeped in and your inner child feels unworthy, and your inner child feels like they're just not just inner child, that like when you were even younger, this belief came that you're not good enough. It could have happened with any event in your home, with your parents, at school, playing outside, where an incident led to you actually feeling you weren't good enough, that you couldn't do something, that you couldn't say something. And that resulted in really just that feeling accumulating. And now anxiety and overwhelm takes over every time this limiting belief, this fear creeps in. And the reason why we want to work on this, because this is one of the biggest, and there are many others too, that deal with our sense of self-worth and affects our self-confidence, and comes from a place of trying to be perfect, and in trying to be perfect, or in trying to be just enough. This need to be enough. And what does it mean to be even enough? There's no definition out there that says what enough is. So if you go look anywhere, nobody is going to define what enough means. And it's a definition that you have to create for yourself, what that means and what is good enough and more than good enough means. But in order to drop that, we have to come to first realizing the realization that this feeling of not being good enough exists, and a lot of folks may not even be aware of it, and it may come out in trauma work, trauma healing, in meditations. And so today I really wanted to have us focus on this and actually recognize it, allow for a space to see where you feel it in your body, and then to release it. And by overcoming fears, basically, I mean we're releasing these fears at each meditation that we're doing. So what I'd love for you to do right now is close your eyes and find that comfortable seat of the witness, keeping your spine straight. Just close your eyes. Relax your body. And just arrive into the space here. Into your inner world, leaving everything behind from your external world. Take a long, deep breath in and exhale. Then take another long, deep breath in and exhale. And one more time. And exhale. Relaxing your chest, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the back of your head, relaxing the back of your neck. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your chin. And just relax your whole body, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in again and exhaling. Beautiful. And now take a moment as you offer gratitude for being here, for looking within, for doing the most important work that needs to be done, for not escaping, for not running from your fears, but for showing up and working on one each day at a time. And with that, begin to breathe normally in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in the rhythm, the dance of your own breath, the freshness of the air, and the exhale, releasing. With every inhale, you're allowing to go on a journey, and with every exhale, you're releasing your fear, just take a moment as you breathe in and out through your nostrils, just relaxing your whole body. Maybe the mind is wandering. Maybe there are any emotions and sensations coming up. Just watch what's happening. No need to get lost in the story. Just watch what's happening. Relax your whole body from the top, from the crown, going down your back, into your spine, into your legs, into the bottom of your feet, into the soles of your feet, and come up your legs, your ankles, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis and your belly. And now watch how your belly rises and how your belly falls. Relax your belly, your internal organs, come up into your chest. Into your neck, into your shoulders, and go down your arms. Just relax and drop your shoulders, drop your arms. Drop the need to control. From your fingertips, your palms, come up your arms, into your shoulders, your neck. Relax your jaw, relax your lips. Create an opening between your lips. Relax your left cheek, your right cheek. Your eyes, and come into your third eye. And imagine a beautiful golden light entering from up above, from the sky, shining on your forehead as it relaxes each and every part of your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a few moments to feel the energy, the light shining on you into your forehead, and breathe in into your third eye and breathe out. Drop in and sink into the emptiness as you breathe in and breathe out into your forehead. Keeping your eyes closed, feeling the light in your third eye. Just breathe in and breathe out as your whole body relaxes. Feel the golden light buzzing into your forehead, just cleansing and cleaning your mind of thoughts that are just stories, that are not real. Just take a moment. As you let the golden light fully cleanse and bless you, Beautiful. And now your body is relaxing, your mind is clearing with the help of the golden light, and we can begin to go on a journey into releasing one of our fears today. Today we chose the fear of not good enough, of not being good enough. So I just want you to take a moment and with your third eye, with your intuition, with your connection to source, allow for this fear to come as a friend in front of you. It can come in any form: a thing, a person, a place. What is it that you see when you experience the fear of not being good enough? And just watch what's coming up for you. Just watch. This might be a big one for a lot of us. So take a moment to see what emotion rises in you when I say not being good enough, or when you say to yourself, or you have ever said it to yourself, that I'm not good enough. Take a moment as somebody watching from the outside. What emotion comes up? When you get this feeling of not being sufficient, not being enough. And now take a moment to feel this in your body. Where do you feel that you're not good enough? Where does it strike you every time this comes up? Take a moment to sit with this emotion. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's frustration, maybe it's irritation, maybe it's sadness. Whatever it is, in whichever part of the body. Maybe it's in your throat, maybe it's in your chest, maybe it's in the belly, in the solar plexus. Where do you feel the tightness every time you feel, or you're made to feel, that you're not good enough? So take a moment as you sit with this big fear, not inside of you, but right in front of you. You're watching your fear. You're watching the emotion that arises from watching this fear. You're watching where it's coming up in your body. Where do you feel it? Where does it create that stuckness, that blockage? To take a moment to allow what is happening, to experience watching this fear play out in front of you. Like you're watching a movie with a friend. And that fear is also your friend. Breathing in and breathing out. Just watch for a few more moments. Maybe this is very uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to do this. You don't want to watch this fear. Just become aware that maybe that's something you want to or don't want to do. Remember, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You're the master of your own reality, the creator. And if you choose to, today you get to watch this fear that is a gift, so you can grow, you can learn, you can become more conscious, more awake. Breathing in and breathing out. Just surrender to see what emotion or emotions continue coming up when you say this statement, I'm not good enough. Maybe you don't resonate with it. Maybe you do. Maybe something from the past when you were much younger is coming up. So allow from where you feel it in your body today to give yourself some time as you sink into your breath. See, when was the last time you felt this way? Maybe it was a week ago. Maybe it was a few months ago. Maybe it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Or maybe the first time was when you were 5 or 10 or 12. So give yourself a chance to see this fear for when it actually started, when your relationship with each other started. When was that first time you guys met, where this fear introduced itself to you and you had a moment of, I'm not good enough? If it was younger you, did your parents say something? Did your family members do something? Did something happen in school? Just allow and see, when did it actually start? Using the emotions that are coming up and the part of the body that is guiding you to dig just a little bit deeper to see when this started. Breathing in and breathing out. Just watch as you relax and you allow and you embrace what is happening. Just watching. Now just take a moment to see and acknowledge everything that has come up. And the person that you are today, I want you to think of yourself as your higher self, as the coach, as the guide, as the successful individual you are today, how far you have come. And take a moment to connect with your higher self. Just putting your fear on pause. And connect to your higher self. To the wise person you are today, with the knowledge, with the gifts, the talents, the skills, with everything you have gone through, with everything you have overcome to this day, to connect with that higher self. And as the higher self, looking out at the paused video, paused picture of the fear that you felt earlier, that you got to look at. As the highest self, take a look at it again, and without letting it in, say to your fear, silently or loudly, whatever feels right, this is your chance to release, to stand up for yourself, and as your highest self, say, I am enough, and I have always been enough. Actually, I'm more than enough. Breathing in and breathing out. Watch your fear from your highest self, speaking directly to it, and say to it, I am enough, with a smile. I have always been enough. And actually, I am more than enough, with a big, beautiful smile, looking at your fear, that picture, that emotion, that memory that we have frozen, that we have paused. Beautiful. And now say it one more time. I am enough, and I've always been enough. And I am more than enough. Breathing in and breathing out. Release this fear as you keep repeating to yourself for the next few moments, silently or loudly, I am enough. I am enough. I'm more than enough. Take a moment to just connect with those words and to watch the fear in front of you disappear slowly and gradually, giving your fear the respect, giving yourself, your highest self, the respect, the time, the compassion, the gentleness. With every inhale, accept, and with every exhale, release and say, I am enough. With every inhale, say, I accept, and I see you. And with every exhale, say, I release you, because you're not real. Just take a moment to do that, and we'll come out of the meditation really soon. Breathing in and breathing out. Release this fear from the purest and the highest of yourselves. There's nowhere to be, there's nothing to do, and to work on this right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Release. Take 3 long deep breaths in and exhale from the mouth, releasing from that area of your body where you feel this the most. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. When you're ready, just slowly start to move your body. Wiggle your feet, your toes, your fingers, and you can open up your eyes and come back into the space, and just leave me in the comments, how are you feeling? How was that meditation for you? What came up for you? Giorgio, Niho, we're gonna pull out your cards, and I think we have Pamela with us. Niho, Giorgio, and Pamela, unless I'm missing someone. Niho's card is here. Giorgio, so many cards, Giorgio. What is happening? What is happening, Giorgio? How am I gonna choose, Giorgio? Niho, Giorgio, and Pamela. So many cards. What is happening? Happy new moon energy. It is a bit intense. It is intense, say the least of it. Pamela, how am I doing? Well, not so great. Like, just physically, I can feel the energy of new moon and mama moon, and it's also really, really warm, like really hot here. So yeah, not so great, but I think it'll be fine. I just have to go for a walk. I did yoga, I did my meditations, I did a lot of good stuff. It's just I need to rest a bit more with the new moon. She's really, really tiring me. Really. So how's everyone feeling? Did you enjoy the meditation? What came up for you? And is this fear of not being good enough something? Yeah, it's just a feeling, but you're beautiful. Yeah, it's just a feeling. It's not real. 9 of Swords was for Niho. Are you having nightmares, worry, feelings of depression or anxiety? Is there some sort of insomnia happening, some sort of a fear? It's card of fear. An opportunity to find courage, a time to focus on safety and the things that are going well in your life. So maybe it's saying that this is a time where you're worrying about some stuff, and to become aware of that and to focus on what makes you feel safe and what are the good things happening in your life, so you can actually offer gratitude for those and stop the worrying, stop the control. 5 of Cups for Giorgio. It's a card of grieving, some sort of a loss. This woman is sitting, it's like she's lost something and she doesn't look very happy, but it's like any disillusions, disappointments, betrayal, bitterness, wallowing in your self-pity can signify a broken heart. What's going on here, Giorgio? And then we have Pamela. Expectations have been fulfilled. Wishes are being granted. There's opportunities coming your way. Healing happening after traumatic events. Knowing that you're on the right path. There's inspiration. There's renewed hope. This is divine timing. Serendipity and faith. Stepping into fulfillment and happiness. Sort of expecting miracles. It's a beautiful card. Ta-ta-ta. I'm putting it this way so I can hope people can see it. Let's see. Maybe it's not the best way. The name of this card is the Star. The Star. The Star. Please let me know what you thought about the meditation. If it was something that was easy for you, or was it difficult to actually sit with the fear of not being good enough? Because it's a big one, and a lot of times we don't even know that we have this fear. I didn't think or didn't want to ever admit that I would have this fear, and somehow through one of my walking meditations, even though it wasn't that prominent, it still popped up, and at least I thought it wasn't prominent, but it existed, and a certain portion of it really does exist. Really dozing off for a few minutes. Okay, Niho says. So today we did not being good enough, working with that and releasing that fear. Then tomorrow we're going to do the fear of failure, and I know a lot of you can relate to it. Then there's the fear of rejection. That's a big one. There's the fear of abandonment, which has happened in relationships and also from our parents. And then there's fear of change. And then we will end it with fear of success and wrap up on Sunday for those coming in. So we're going to do all of that. We finished fear of not being good enough. I would continuously just feel into what emotions come up and which part of your body this lives in. And then to try to go to a time when this first occurred. Niho says, let me have it all. Well, there's so many fears, yet I think it's a time that we can give ourselves to look at all of them as our friends, having a cup of tea with these friends, and to sit in the discomfort of allowing, because sometimes we just don't want to admit, and we're stubborn and we want to avoid it, we want to escape it. But the more we work on it, I think we really get to see that these can be overcome, that we can release them, that we can work with them, that we can live with them, that we can move beyond our fears, because they're illusions and they are not real. They're really not real, and they've been created through conditioning, societal pressures, and things people might have said when we were much younger. And now they have come into our adulthood and we can't seem to reach our full potential. So we're going to try to go deep into when this first started for you guys. And if anyone feels comfortable, I'd actually just absolutely love it if Giorgio, Niho, and Pamela, you send me a personal DM and share any of your stories about just feeling not good enough. Like, when was that time when you were younger, when this came up for you? And maybe you don't have the answers now. Maybe you'll find them, and maybe you know exactly when this fear was prominent. And this is just for me to know, so I can be aware of if you were able to go to that place easily. And if you weren't able to go to that place, that what could I do for you, all of you watching? How can we get you there? How can you go there very naturally without feeling extremely triggered, and that you can feel it and you can release it? And this kind of work just takes time, and you continue tapping into it and then releasing, tapping into it and releasing. But the more we allow it, we're actually accepting it because we're feeling into it. Then we are embracing it. And what you're doing right now is you're taking action on it. So it's a 3-step process of feeling it, embracing it, and taking action on it. Yeah, so the fear that you have, so if you feel that you're not good enough right now, or you have a fear of failing, let's say you have a fear of failing, you want to launch your business, you want to launch your Instagram page, you want to close that big client, but you have, let's take the fear of failure. You have a fear of failing, but you don't know that yet. But in order to go towards your dream, in order to go towards that task or that project, let's say you want to be the best yoga teacher in the whole world. Okay, that's a really big thing. But for the first step, you would, let's say, okay, I want to launch my yoga studio online. And in order to get to doing that, it's just an example, instead of like somebody who actually would not have a fear of failure and have a really good relationship with failing and picking themselves back up, and failing and learning from it and picking themselves back up, would actually create the yoga studio. And along the way, they might fail, they might do things wrong, and then they may go get another job and come back and launch it again, but they will continue at it because they're not afraid of failing. No matter how many times they fail, they'll get themselves up. But with the person who is actually paralyzed by this fear, will not even get started, will not get started on their dream, will not create that website, will not go on Instagram Live, will not add value where it is needed, and so on and so on. So tomorrow I'm going to talk a lot about failure, and I know that you all have stories too. So come up with your stories and please share, because our vulnerabilities allow other people to actually grow as well and feel comfortable. And I'm going to share, my fear of failures, and if I have time, I'd love to share my fear of not being good enough, and when it actually started and I didn't even know. So I will do that at some point, and definitely very open to sharing, because it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and now I'm so aware of it that I'm like, This is why I did all of those things, and this is why I will not do these things because I'm standing in my own way. So we're gonna do this. It's exciting. It's a little overwhelming too, but I'm not the second person. Which is the second person? The person who falls and then gets back up, and falls and then gets back up. Or you actually are that person. I think we are all that person in many ways. It's just sometimes we might not do it. Sometimes we fall and it takes us a while to get back up. And that's okay. It's all okay. It's normal. It's natural because all the hurt, all the pain, all the healing that needs to happen, it takes time to pick yourself back up. So just like, let's say like the triathlons and the athletes, Olympic athletes, you know, like they train for years, and then they get to Olympics, and then they actually, a lot of them will not win. And it's not because they didn't prepare, they didn't do their best. They gave it their all, and somehow some of them didn't get through, because not everyone is meant to win. And if you look at it, they could actually just then not prepare for the next one if they let that fear of failure take over them. A lot of tennis players, a lot of just athletes and celebrities who never win Oscars and Emmys, they just keep going at it because it's their passion. So then they let the fear drop and they do the thing that fulfills them. Okay, so I can go on and on about this because it's one of my favorite topics and it's everything that I work on every day. Overcoming, releasing, acknowledging, feeling. So thank you all so much for today. I'm so grateful that you're here. Tomorrow we're going to do fear of failure. So get ready to come up with examples or to actually kind of dive a little bit into where does your fear of failure, if you have it, when did it first ever, like the first time, could have been your childhood, and try to see if you could just go there. And if it brings some trauma up or something up, then don't go into it. Just be like very gentle with yourself and make sure that you allow space to come here so I can hold space for you. And we can do it together. And if you need to like release, cry, you need to share, then you will know that you have the space to do so, even in private. Okay, my friends, I love you guys. I'm gonna go for a walk because I can feel Mama Moon in the body, not my body, but the body. See you guys.